Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. And for today's video, we are going to be reviewing Endgame by Willa. This is another independently published hockey romance. I almost said cowboy romance because I just filmed another video talking about all the different cowboy romance books that I have read. Stay tuned for that if it's not out yet. If it's already out, it's probably the previous video because I'm not sure what order I am posting my pre-filmed YouTube videos in. Anyway, so I thought I would review Endgame by Willa. Okay, so this has been on my TBR for, I want to say, like, a month and a half to 2 months, maybe. It was on my Amazon wishlist for a little while because I thought the cover looked cute. I liked the typography. By the way, just, like, a fun fact about me, I studied graphic design, so I do judge books by their cover. I will read books that are interesting with covers that I think are meh, but, as a graphic designer, I do judge books by their cover, and so I liked the typography, and I saw it on Amazon. I've been on my wishlist for a while. I finally picked it up, and then for some reason, it sat on my TBR for a while, and I finally read it the other day, and I was like, I don't know why it was sitting on my TBR for so long, because this book was really fantastic. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. Now, this follows Eleanor Ford, who has just moved to, I think it's Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think this book follows the Minnesota Bears is the team he's on. I'm reading also another hockey romance currently, so that also might be the Minnesota Bears, but I think this is the Minnesota Bears. Could be wrong. And okay, there's a B on the back, so yeah, I was right, Minnesota Bears. And she moved from Boston after her mom died because like the way that her and her father grieved was like slightly different. And I think it made it difficult for her, so she just thought it would be easier on her and her dad if she moved away. So she moved to Minnesota to work as a nurse at the hospital there. And then basically how she meets Matthew Anderson, who is the captain for the Minnesota Bears. Basically, she is at a bar on the 1 year anniversary of the death of her mother. And it also happens to be her birthday, but we don't know that at first. And she is just drinking a bunch of, like, I think it's like tequila shots, just to try to, like, numb, I guess, the pain of the day. And then she basically talks. She looks over to her side and she sees somebody that looks like, in her mind, she's like, oh, he's kind of like Clark Kent-esque. And so in her mind, she just thinks he's like, that's who she's given him the name. She's given him the name of, like, Clark Kent. And she talks to him like a little bit, but not a lot. And what she doesn't know is that he is a captain of the Minnesota Bears, and he's also a part owner of the bar. He's like the co-owner along with the bartender. And I think basically what happens is she ends up like leaving to go home after drinking at the bar, and then he just thought that she was like really pretty, and then wishes that he had gotten information from her, like her name, her number or something, and he did not. He goes back to the bar and talks to his co-owner, who's the bartender, is like, do you have her name? He gets her name, and then I think he sees her like on the street or something, or back at his bar or something. Again, I kind of forget that little detail. And then he walks her home, and he like wants like to maybe go like get her information, get her phone number or something. She's like, I'll do you one better. Do you want to come upstairs? Again, she has no idea who he is, that he's like a famous hockey player. And then she basically propositions him for like a one night stand. And he says yes. And then he like did not expect at all to sleep over there. But then they watched a movie after like the one night, and he fell asleep on her couch, and then he woke up. And she had also fallen asleep on the couch with him. And then he woke up and he's like, crap, I'm going to be late for my team meeting. And she goes, team? She's like, you have a team meeting at the bar? And that's when he reveals that he's like a famous hockey player. And then she is kind of just like surprised by that. But also she's like, crap, like I don't kind of want to be involved with somebody that's famous. I just want to be like quiet. And so he still wants to like see her, so he comes back and he visits her, and then he agrees that like they'll keep everything like confidential. And then we learn, like, later on at the, like, I think in, like, towards the third act of the book, the reason why. Basically, what happens is people end up discovering that they are sort of, like, together-ish when he carries her out of his bar and somebody took a photo, which he's not pleased of because, like, typically there's no people don't typically take photos in his bar, and then it gets plastered, and then obviously it gets plastered, people are like, oh my goodness, who is he dating? So then in the article they did the research, and it turns out that her mother died, a drunk driver that hit her mother's car, and the drunk driver was a hockey player on a rival team of his, who basically only got like 30 days in jail and then like probation or whatever, which is like literally shocking. And so this is why she does not know much on hockey, does not like hockey, and does not want to be with hockey player. So then it's kind of like her having to learn that Matthew Anderson is not the guy that hit her mother. Also, she was in the accident too. She got injured as well. She could have died, but she didn't. Her mother, unfortunately, was the only one that died. And so she has to like overcome the fear of driving, overcome the fear of being around in a hockey arena, and then you know, being with a hockey player and some of like the news and like fame and all around that. Again, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a series. I hope it will, because I will probably pick up the next book in the series. And it's also independently published, which I talk about this so much, that I love supporting independently published authors, especially in the subgenres that I enjoy, such as hockey romance or like cowboy romance or just sports romance in general. So yeah, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. If you would like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. And you can follow me at RomanceBLVD on Instagram and Threads, and at Romance Boulevard on TikTok. Until the next one, bye!